What are we going to do? We are taking an illustration. While structuring this particular module, I thought of various examples, various illustrations. And I thought the best way to understand this particular concept is to go through an illustration. So among the various illustrations which I could lay my hands on, I thought the best which you could think of is none other than our own struggle for independence. So let's start off the story here. We shall understand the tipping point concept through an example of the Indian freedom movement. It was Mahatma Gandhi, a practicing lawyer in South Africa, who was thrown out of the train because he was a colored. All of us know about it. An incident. This is an incident. He took this incident as a trigger to throw out the British from India. This incident must have happened to a number of people. This incident would have happened to a number of people. But it was Gandhiji, who was then only M.K. Gandhi, Mr. M.K. Gandhi, the lawyer, the barrister. He took this incident and what did he do? He took this incident and this incident he started interpreting it in his own way. The incident that happened was interpreted differently by different people. He was thrown out of the train and then people came to know. And when they came to know, people had different notions. The same incident, people looked at it differently. Some people ignored it. Some talked about it. Maybe on the coffee table. Some were very bitter about it. This is what we all do in our lives, don't we? There are so many incidents, so many things we read in the newspapers. Each one of us have got alignment towards or against the incident. Some of us take a very casual reference to it. Some of us get involved more. Some of us get very bitter about it. Emotions will start varying with different people. Right? Now, at that point of time in history, when Mahatma Gandhi, M.K. Gandhi, came up with this particular incident, and then he spoke about it to a few people. When he spoke about it to a few people, he didn't speak to too many people. There's a point to be noted. Only less people. He spoke to a few people. But the way Gandhiji spoke was so very taken up by those people. These few people felt really bitter. They really felt bitter. So how the hell this can happen? How can somebody of such a good reputation, such an accomplished lawyer, be thrown out of the train? That bitterness started, they started getting emotionally very high about it. Only few people. Now what happens? M.K. Gandhi, the lawyer, drew up a vision of free India. It's at that point of time, he was thrown out of the train and he said, look, this is what has happened to me as a colored. So I am going to draw up a larger vision. What does the tipping point have with the background? The tipping point has got a larger vision. There are so many incidents that happen, but not all become tipping points. The reason is, not all incidents are interpreted into visions. A small thing like giving a talk to you right now, if I see it as a vision, I may set up a tipping point for the future. Pray for me. It's possible that the tipping point which happened and which led to the non-cooperation movement may not have happened but for the fact that Mahatma Gandhi drew up the vision for free India. It is a vision that made the difference. And when somebody is with a vision, how does he communicate? He communicates with a lot of passion. And he says things which are so very committed. People capture it. He doesn't have to use rosy terms. He doesn't have to show movies or show PPT clippings. All he needs to do is to speak from his heart. And when people speak from the heart, even a few people are around, they capture it. M.K. Gandhi, the lawyer, drew up a vision of free India, liberating the country from the clutches of the British Empire. He decided, we're going to do this. Not an easy task, quite tough. He spoke about it to people whom he met. Simply spoke about it.